All right, and so rounding out the prelims, we got a nice middleweight bout between two serious prospects. We got Nassourdine Imavov, who we saw recently, and he's taking on Phil Hawes. So Imavov, he rocks that 9-2 record. He is fighting out of France with that 1-0 UFC record. We saw him make his debut back in October, and he beat Jordan Williams by unanimous decision. Pretty sure this was one of your best calls. We were hella
that.
Yeah, exactly. And so on the flip side, we got Phil Hawes. He's rocking that Calvin Johnson nickname, so I got to give him a little boost for that. You know we're big Megatron fans.
No, baby.
And not because of the Transformers.
Yeah, right.
So he also has a 9-2 record. They both sport the same record. He won his UFC debut back in October against Malkoun. I think he won in like 18 seconds or something. It was no joke. And, he's fresh off of that Dana White Contender Series win as well back in September. So he's looking to keep that train going. What do you see here, my man?
Yeah, so I mean, digging a little deeper in Phil Hawes' his career, he had that Julian Marquez loss in 2017 on Dana White's Contender Series, and he completely turned his career around. He got a shot again, and he never looked back, started finishing guys like crazy, really found the striking to complement that wrestling. Such an incredible size. He's starting to look leaner and leaner. I'm noticing that he's actually been looking, it's not that he wasn't athletic, obviously, but like he's just looking really lean, and the MMA aspect of his game is just really rounding out, and I'm very impressed with what he's done so far in that 9-2 record and being such a late blooming prospect in terms of UFC opportunity. So it's really nice to see him get the chance and do the things he's doing already and have that opportunity. The only real knock per se I do have for him is I do believe Malkoun was a fringe fighter for that card. They had reserves, if you remember. There was a bunch of reserves to that card. I believe it was the Whitaker card, and so there was enough people falling out of that card, and it just wasn't. Isn't that where we saw? Yeah, man. It was an interesting card. Remember, we saw Chandler weigh in. Chandler weighed in case in case Gaethje Khabib had to fall out. So that was an interesting bout. I like what I saw from Phil Hawes. Don't get me wrong, but again, Malkoun is an interesting fight, and I'm glad he got the opportunity to showcase his skills in the UFC. But Phil Hawes is a very tough fight for anyone, and that was borderline unfair. To him.
Yeah, it wasn't in the cards for Malkoun.
And so let's talk about one of my favorite prospects in the UFC, Frenchman with that, Russian vibe, Nassourdine Imavov. So if you really, you kind of said it, you hinted towards it. So the thing about Jordan Williams, we watched him fight on Dana White's Contender Series. We saw what he brought. I love the heart, man. I love the striking, but unfortunately, he takes the damage. Unfortunately, he likes to push forward. Unfortunately, he does not keep his hands up when he needs to. So he's making every fight exciting. Don't get me wrong, and I love watching him fight. But the reason why that might be probably top 3 calls we've ever had together, I honestly think it came from just the technical aspect. It was fairly easy when he had the energy to kind of duck and dodge all the striking and try to mix it up a little bit. I do think towards the third round he was getting a bit more tired. So truly, Williams makes every fight exciting. It's what he does, and Imavov did overcome that. He did get the win, and so. That's what I do believe you need to do in this fight. You have to mix it up. If you stay flat-footed with this kind of power coming at you, it's not going to go well. You continuously have to move. I think Hawes is going to come in very hungry. This is a very tough fight. It is Max Holloway is in my top 5 of all time, so I can't count him. And I'm a huge Catter fan as well, but this is my favorite fight on the card.
Wow, high praise. And it's going to be a tough one to call, man. Phil Hawes comes in with a lot of power, and Imavov has a lot of skill in his game as well. So where do you see the line landing for this one?
Yeah, so I'm going to have to go with Hawes at minus 150. I actually went with my original line in case you were trying to lead me there because, maybe I deserve for him to be a massive favorite. But I do have to give my man Imavov that plus 120. So I went with a minus 150 and a plus 120 line.
Dude, have you been cheating today or what?
Not at all.
I don't think you've missed maybe one. That's crazy, man. So Phil Hawes, he actually came in as a opening line of minus 160 favorite. So we'll ring the bell for that one. So he opened the line at minus 160. One thing that's very interesting to me is seeing the line movement. He's currently a minus 190, and that's from last night to today. So that's moving rapidly.
And we know why, Pies. You can't. At the end of the day, how people kind of lean when it comes to MMA betting, fight betting. maybe. But MMA betting, this is an unknown fighter with one fight to his name. At the end of the day, Hawes has paid his dues, and looked really good in that last fight. So people are definitely going to side with him. In my opinion, what are we looking at for the unders here?
So if we are looking at the total rounds, under 2.5 is -163, while under 1.5 is +120.
See, what's interesting for me is, if we start looking into more tape on Imavov, going, even deeper to see how he takes kind of first round damage from even if he's faced powerful guys like this. I haven't dug too deep for that kind of information, but, that's a possibility, right? I just think, from what we saw from Imavov, he has the skill to kind of get away from that. Like, I think his MMA ability is there. We're just gonna have to see, can he deal with a guy like this? And that's the tough call.
Yeah, I mean, the fight to go the distance is +150 if we take the yes. So stay tuned for that one.
You got it. I'm excited for that fight, man.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a beauty for sure. So that wraps up UFC Fight Island 7. It's going to be a great card. Can't wait for this one. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button. We got our Instagram, our Twitter, all that information there. Give us a shout. We look forward to hearing from you. Suraj, always a beauty, man.
Always a beauty, man. I can't believe the first card of the year went so well. I literally have goosebumps for the last hour. It's like freezing cold in here, I'm so excited. We got it done really early. We're going to be able to maybe analyze some lines based on, weigh-ins and all those kinds of things. Maybe there's some late-minute changes. Who knows? We're going to have to keep our ear to the ground and just keep it rolling, baby. You know what time it is.
For sure. Stay tuned for that content. So let's go, bro.
Let's go, baby. Keep it real. Keep it locked. Peace.